There. I don't know why it was doing that. It was taking forever. I kept clicking there, but it wouldn't it wouldn't accept it. Can you guys hear me okay? Maybe I better turn it up. Is this better? Too bad I'm such a dingbat, huh? Well, today I was hi Scan in Barefoot and CJ, in Sandra, in Linda. It's good to see you all. Today I was hoping to get started on making the locker hook rug. And I realize there will be people who don't have the things that, awesome. The things that it takes to make the locker hook rug, the things that I've listed in the last video, I put it in the pinned comments in my last video. And there are things that you can use, but it's possible to actually, thank you. Hi, Jay. I hope the little one's okay. Darn it. You can actually make this rug just with your hands and a knife, a sharp knife. You don't have to have everything. You don't have to have this needle. It makes easier. You don't have to have the big crochet hook. Makes it easier. Some people don't know how to operate one anyway, so they do it with their fingers, and that works too. You don't have to measure. You can eyeball it, or you can get an approximate, cut a piece of paper and mark it that way, snip it, or use a knife to get it that way. Either way works fine. You could use your teeth, I guess, as long as it's a woven fabric that is easy to tear, and synthetics don't tear well. So if you're using synthetic fabrics, oh, did she hurt her finger? Oh, she hurt her hand. Oh, darn it. If you're using synthetic fabrics, polyester, any of the synthetic fabrics, nylon, usually I've tried tearing them and they just don't tear. So it's best if you cut them, and you'll have a lot of strings to pull. But it is possible. I've used them. I just don't prefer them. So if you ever have questions, you guys, on making these, you can always put it in the comments, or another way is to just ask, during a live, and I don't mind answering. I'll do the best I can. I'm not even sure we can do this on here. I'm hoping so, but I tried doing it on my phone and just getting the angle and looking, and oh my gosh, everything's backwards. And I don't even know if you can see it that well. Let me see if I can increase the size of the photo here. Oh, that's going to give me the wrong thing. I'm not sure how to increase the size without taking up the whole, let me see. Oh no, that's not what I wanted. Without taking up the whole screen. I guess we'll just do it this way. Hi, how are you? I never know for sure whether I should say the name or not. TGS Source. We'll just go with TGS Source. Anyway, it's best if you, it's easiest, I should say. It's easiest for me to have your fabrics all rolled up and ready to go, so you don't have to tear a new piece each time. It's okay. Okay, Ginger. Anyway, and then of course on the ends, that's where we're going to attach the new piece as we need it. This is like that's the back, and there's a little, let's see, there's a little hole, and you don't want it to go too close to the end, so you make sure that it's away from the end a little bit, and then we can slide the fabric through there and make, it's not really a knot, it's kind of just a slip, and it's a way to anchor them together, but you only want to do it as needed. Now this piece is approximately 36 inches, I think, maybe a little bit. Maybe this is a 48 inch one. But anyway, this is a fairly long piece. And I like it a little bit long, but you don't want miles long, because then you got to pull that all the way through. And no, that doesn't work. The only time that you can make it kind of long is when you're first beginning and you're making the crocheted center. I'm going to bring this down a little bit. I'm glad you guys are so understanding. Robin, it's good to see you, Robin. Anyway, what I do is I wrap it. I take one end, which it still has the little slice in the end of it, just like I showed you before. I take, so that's got an end, and maybe it's this side. Gosh, I don't know if I can do this backwards. Okay, I just fold it over my 2 fingers and then go, I don't know if I can do it. And then go between your fingers with the 2, drop them, and then put one over the other, one wrap over the other finger. And with fabric, it's a little bit hard, and I'm not flipping anybody off. Pull over the top, and it's like a slip knot. Or however you start a crochet. I can do this better the other way. And then you just basically crochet. You can do it with your fingers, or you can do it with this large crochet hook. And this one that I use, you could probably get bigger. The one I use is a size P, or 11.5 millimeters. But you know what? I've used even really tiny ones. It's basically just to pull it through. And then you kind of have to adjust it anyway, because you don't want it too large and you don't want it too small. So don't worry about your fabric turning around and around. You're not going to always have perfect color. So basically, here we go. That's right in the way, isn't it? The handle's on my refrigerator. And so all you do is just create a loop around, and hold this with your index finger and your thumb and pull that loop through and pull it up a little bit so that it's about 3/4 of an inch of a loop, maybe a little bit less. You want the first loops to be a little bit bigger than what's going to be on the rug while you're making it, because it has to accommodate a little bit more fabric, because you're going to go around it, and it will accommodate one side of the rug and then the other side of the rug. We're just making a simple oval rug. Getting into other shapes is really challenging. So we won't go there yet. My very first rug was an oval. And then I think the next rug I made was heart-shaped. And that's the only heart-shaped one I ever made. Round ones are difficult too. Okay. So you just kind of do this, and you don't want to make your chain as long as the finished part of your rug, because you're adding on and you're going around and around and around. And each time you go around, of course, it adds another 1/2 inch, whatever. I think it's about a 1/2 inch. Let me see. Maybe not quite a 1/2 inch, but right around there, 3/8 of an inch. And believe me, it adds up. There's Moonface. No, you're not late. So I'll just do a few here, and you can see how it looks. If you're really, really set on wanting the color to look and always be on the top, or, on the place where you want it, you can force it to go the color you want, the side of the fabric. I like the randomness, so I don't get real worried about it unless it continues to do it. And then I force it. And I have made rugs that I specifically purchased fabric for, which that's really expensive, but those were the days when I worked and I had a really good income because I had like 4 incomes. um, but those days are really gone. It's really good to see you all here. Anyway, we just do a few. But see, it's even possible to do it with just your fingers. You can pull it through and do it just with your fingers. Basically, you're just putting your fingers in there, grabbing that one, and pulling it up. And you can do it with your fingers. And the rest of the rug can be done with your hands too. You don't have to have all these supplies. Because I've done it before. I can't say it's the best and the funnest, but you can do it. Yes, ladies, please drop everybody's channel that would like to have their channel dropped. April, hi, April. I'm just now seeing ya. Sorry, sweetheart. Did I miss anyone? I think I'm getting everybody. It's really good to see everybody. I was hoping that I could do it this Saturday. I realize probably people have other things to do on Saturdays. I assumed, and this is just my assumption, that Saturdays would work best because children wouldn't be like, coming home from school and needing mom and dad's attention, and dinner doesn't have to be on, and not nobody's at work, but fewer people are at work, so they could be home. And but even if it's okay, we can always catch a replay. Is there anybody in here in the chat that has ever done locker hooking? I guess there's other ways. This is the only way I've ever done it, but I've looked it up, and there are other ways to do it, which I thought was really interesting. And I'm not certain because I haven't studied it, but what I did notice is once you get started making the rug itself, not just this first part, there is a center cord that you work around. And I noticed that on the other styles of locker hooking, yes, I like the 100% cotton fabric. You could probably, yes, that's what I do is I have old clothing. I've used some of my dad's old work shirts. He was, for years, he worked, hard labor and that kind of thing. But then he went into, what do you call it? The office, and he was an office person. Anyway, when he had his old work shirts, a lot of them were in good shape except for like a pocket or the tail end. And so I used some of his work shirts. I used my old uniforms from the store I used to work at, and they actually really matched really well in this little camper we used to have. It was really cool. We decorated a camper, the 50s style, because it was a real early 60s, and so we did it really, really, really cute. In I know this is not good, but it was the checkerboard black and white tiles, and then the turquoise and pink and yellows and all the kind of 50s decor, and it really turned out cute. And my uniform was black and white, and so it worked out really, really great for that we actually did do 2 campers, but just one that was in the black and white. The other one was it was still early, but not as cute a camper. I really liked that 50s one, and our kitchen was done in 50s too. It was adorable. I loved our kitchen. It was neat. But anyway, I'll get back to what I was saying originally. That center cord, I noticed in the other styles of locker hooking, the center cord was in there too. And I was wondering if that's what determined what locker hooking was. I don't know. I noticed they had, I guess you would say, like you've seen those. Some people use them for wall hangings. It's a large grid. I can't even remember if it was. I do too, and I don't think I like the black and white too. In the 60s, my parents had this hallway, and it sounds really disturbing. It wasn't. It was really pretty. It had bright tangerine walls. It was a really long hallway, and the tiles were black and white, but it was a big black stripe and a big white stripe, and it was really long and really shiny and waxed, really nice. And my sister used to run. Me and my sister used to run halfway down it and then slide into the wall and get in trouble. But it was fun, and they had that for years. Yep. It's like, we can all tell how old we are, can't we? But I wasn't born in the 50s, but real close. I just love color. So and we brought up our kids right. They like all that stuff too. My son, he likes all the old. He likes everything though. He likes old. He likes everything. I'm more picky to music, I guess, and I'm not necessarily someone who chooses an artist. If it's a song I like, it doesn't matter who sang it. If I like it, I like it. That's just how I am. But yeah, I love how I do too, vintage and retro, and that's what those camp trailers were. We were at the time we were thinking of fixing them up and then making some money, turning them. And the bad part is you fall in love with your work, and then you have a hard time. Oh, that'd be so fun to go out camping in. We used to go to a lot of rallies and stuff. But anyway, I wasn't doing much teaching here, was I? Hi, Gloria. I'm glad you could make it. And anyway, so there's a small piece. From there, this is what I do. I didn't ever get real instruction on how to stop and begin doing something else. So what I do is that last loop, I just pull this long piece through. I don't tighten it up real tight. I kind of leave it baggy and loose, because you can use that last one then. Dogs are hilarious. We weren't allowed to have dogs or any pets when I was a kid, until my mother decided that she fell in love with this little cocker spaniel, not cocker spaniel, just some kind of little spaniel mix. And because it didn't know how to bark and it was really timid. So but that was the only dog we had. And that was probably the last, I don't know how many years I stayed at home, probably the last 8 years that I was at home, and then I got married. So my sister got a cat from my grandparents, her parents, and my mom was not happy about that. Oh, scruffy doo. Then after I pull that through, okay, we're going to use the yellow one. And the reason I did different colors is so you could see it. Hopefully you can see a difference. Too bad I'm not left-handed. And the yellow one is going to act as our, it's going to act as our middle chord, the middle chord. And this is where it's really difficult, because starting is really difficult. I have to say. Now, your middle cord and the chain. You slide this onto this other one, through the hole that's in the end of that one. And you just slide it right down to the knot. Maybe if I get that closer, gosh. Heavens, heavens, heavens. Okay, slide it right down there. Maybe I can do this backwards if I'm looking. No, I can't. Let's see if we can do something different here. Okay, I kind of just hold it so that it's up and away and I can see what's going on through here. This is black. Maybe I should hang something there. Can you guys tell? Be couch. Crouch. I said it wrong. Oh, I'm buffering. Darn. You know, there's a lot of buffering going on right now. I was modding a little bit earlier, and I was on off-grid desert farming. That's what I mod for them, and for 10 minutes we lost him completely, all audio, visual, everything for 10 minutes. They said they were going to restart the stream, and they instantly came back on. And I think it was some keywords that were used because he was reporting the events of, he was reading the reports that were coming in. Anyway, so I'm sure we're going to see more of that. And probably going to happen quite a bit. Sorry about that. Thanks for posting people's channel, you guys. That's awesome. Okay. Now, the first thing you want to do is make sure that that hole is opened up. That first hole is opened up. And you do go through every hole. And when I mean every chain, some of the chains, it looks like they have a couple of holes, but you only go through each chain once on this side. Then once you go around, you go through each chain once again. So you do eventually go through it twice. But anyway, then let me think about how, okay. If I don't have this on it's been a while, like last winter, because last winter was so cold. What I do is I thread it through the little hole. If you can't get it through the little hole, twist it so that it's got a skinny little point, and then it'll go through the hole. And pull it through. And it pretty much stays because it's right on there. It doesn't slide. That's if the hole is small enough. Okay. Now, let me get that hole opened up a little bit. Okay. That isn't going to work very well, is it? Go through the first hole from the front. See. Wow. Let me try this by myself one more time. One time. It's a good thing I was going to teach this. I'm glad I got you guys here to laugh with me. Oh, I remember now. You have to go completely around. I remember now. I had to get it right in front of me. That was probably my problem. You go around and then put it in the first hole. Put the needle in the first hole, down. This isn't going to work because it's not long enough. Oh, heavens. I wish that I could be in your living rooms helping you. Thank you, Robin. Hi, Rip Curl. I'm trying to teach something I can't do myself. Oh, heavens. I'm going to add to it so it's long enough and you can see what I'm doing. Maybe. Cinching it up. There we go. I know there's a few people that are going to razz me about this, and I think it's great because I take teasing pretty well. That's something that my parents taught me how to do, my dad. And I think it's really important to be able to laugh at yourself. If you take yourself too seriously, life's no fun. Okay, let's try this one more time. I think I'm going to move this chair so that it's not such a twist. Okay. Now, here's the first hole here. We're going to go down in there, go up and around, go down in there, through there, the first hole, and then up here. And believe it or not, you can't see it because it fell down. And it's easiest if you start on a table and then pull through. And then you adjust it a little bit. Like I said, this first beginning part is really tough. There's no doubt about it. And you may give up. I hope you don't, because it's really worth it. The first stitch is the roughest. Now, from now on, it's still rough, but not as rough. Here's your cord, here's your chain, and then here's your sewing cord. The next hole right here, go down behind the center cord and in front of your sewing cord. And because it's cotton, it doesn't slide super well until after you get kind of the hang of how it feels, and then you can just whip it right along. But it took me a couple of years to actually learn how to do this without getting really frustrated. Be really patient with yourself because it's not as bad as it seems. Next one, do the same thing. Go down through this hole, behind and in front of the cord that you're sewing with. And it's not going to look pretty at first. It's going to look like, what in the world is going on? And you can, go from behind and pull that so that it's nice and not tight, but not super sloppy either. You want it a little bit loose at first. You can always practice. You can always take this apart. It's not ever sewn together. So it's not tough to take apart. I think I mentioned in my last video that I had used some fabric that had been used on a camp trailer window for a curtain. And because of the sun, it had rotted, and I didn't realize it was rotten, and I gave it for a Christmas gift. Thank God it was to one of the kids. And it fell apart in the washing machine when she washed it. So I took apart all the part that was bad, which happened to be in not direct center, but it was between the center where you begin and the outer edge. So it was in this area in the middle that went all the way around, which really, I've never repaired one like that before, ever. And that was a trick. Hey, Lisa, move your work closer to the camera so we can. I don't have a camera except what's here. So I'm like, I'm doing what I can. Sorry, Gloria. We might have to do this in a different way. Possibly. And I thought about this too. I did see, I don't know if you have to have premium or not. The premium, what is this called? StreamYard. If you have to have premium, I won't be able to do it. But I thought of possibly using my phone for the hand part, but still being able to go live here, because I don't know if I would be able to do it with just one. I already tried doing it with one. I love handmade gifts too. Dixie, hi. I'm so glad you made it. I'm not for sure, but like months ago when I mentioned this, Dixie, were you someone who showed interest? I was thinking that you were. I know Mrs. Marf and Andrea Cole were interested, and a question was asked. I think Andrea asked if kids could do this project, and they maybe could. They maybe could. I tried figuring out a way that it wasn't so hard at first, because this part is the tough part, is getting started. But well, closer to your phone, stand behind. I did. We can try, you know what? We can try this. You're going to see my mess over there. I don't know if it'll, let me see if I have a background that I can stand up. Maybe just a box, because there's a lot of busyness over here that would prevent me from being able to show you much. I have hanging pots over there, so, and I can't move them. Let's see. Huh. Maybe a pillow will work. I don't know. I don't know what to put there. This is funny. Wish I didn't have such a little place. That would make things easier. Let's see now. See, there's my hanging pots. I don't know if I can do this. Let's see. I let Beebs, my kitty, I let her get up here on the freezer to do all her her treats and goodies and all that jazz. Let's see here. I'm going to get my phone so I can tell what I'm doing. And I'm not even sure if I know how to grab myself here. Sorry, it's taking me a minute. My channel, I don't want to do that. Well, maybe I do. Huh. Okay, I'm live. There we go. Hi, myself. Oh, heavens. It's weird to be a dork, isn't it? Oh, heavens. I'm not even going to be able to see your comments, you guys, so let me move this. Okay, we'll give this a whirl. Oh, heavens. Oh, my goodness. I'm clear down here. I don't think I could do this. This is difficult. Maybe. Let me put the drop leaf down. Okay, it's taking me a second because I got to see what I'm doing. Oh, okay. Thank you, Barefoot. There, that might work. Okay, yeah. Okay, let's try this again. This is the last one we went in. Then our next stitch is right here. And so we'll go into that stitch with our needle, back behind this cord, come up through, and this is the cord that we're using to sew with, back through there and up in front of that cord. And here comes Beebs, of course. And pull it on through. There, maybe if I hold that kind of like so you can see that that's what's going on. What did I do wrong? I don't think I did anything wrong, but maybe I did. Goodness. Why is it being a pickle? Oh, I see. Okay. It was just hung up on something. And sometimes that's the case. Oh, for heaven's sakes. Just a second. It's so much easier when you're in real life sitting right next to a person and can see what's going on. That's for sure. Hi, Beebs. What you doing? Okay. I'm so sorry, you guys. Okay, I think we're okay now. I just had it twisted, I guess. Okay, let's try this one more time. This is the one we're working with. And it needs to go over here. Then you go through the next loop or chain, go behind the yellow one or the center cord, and in front of the cord that looped over, you want to be in front towards yourself and then pull through. Sometimes I pull it through from the back. It helps. And it kind of looks wonky for a little while. Sometimes you have to adjust a little bit, and that's normal. That's not because of anything you did wrong. And it, like I said, it'll look wonky for a while. Pull that back over, go to the next chain, insert your hook, go behind the center cord, and I'm getting farther away again, darn it. And again, pull it through. And I go, like I said, from the back, because on the back, and pull through from the bottom, and then go to the top and pull up. Now, here's the part where things begin to take shape. This one, maybe you don't like the way it looks because it's twisted. And, if I didn't have this camera or if I wasn't doing this this goes so much smoother, but you can untwist it. You just untwist it and it will come back around and you'll get your color. Okay. Okay, now I'll show you why this is an important part. Other than it being a filler cord, it is also a way to, say this got really baggy, you can use it, just place your hand, thumb and forefinger on the back and front. You can use it to tighten it up if it's too baggy, or if it's not, if it's too tight, then you loosen it up. And it really does make a huge difference once you have made, several rows around, you can see, and you tighten it or loosen it just enough that you get through. When you come to the ends, you actually have to, on the ends, make several insertions into one loop so that it's making a turn casually instead of a sharp turn, because if you make a sharp turn and just begin stitching your rug without making the round, then you are going to have, it will make like a cup or a bowl. It'll be tight and there's nothing you can do except to go back and do it over. Take out everything you did, which isn't a big deal. It's not a huge deal. And then add to the end chain, put several more, and you, personally, I usually put anywhere from 4 to 5 in the last one when it's this tight. Once you're out here a ways, it's not going to be as bad because you're just going to put one like every other one, or every third or fourth. And the bigger it gets, the less the curve is, so the fewer you have to put around. But you can kind of see because it'll start to cup and you don't want it to do that at all. Another thing you'll notice is as you're working, see how your fabric that you're working with begins to twist. You'll want to just untwist it a little bit because otherwise it does bunch up a little bit. I guess we can do a few more and see how that goes and see if we can get. Is this making sense to everybody? I'm gonna turn this back around. This is killing my back. There, a whole view of the house. Watch out, Beebs. You get smashed. Watch out. Beebs, watch out. Oh, she is such a Turk. You are just a turkey. Come here. Come here, want to say hi? I'm sure you do. Come here and say hi, you little chubster. Looky there. Oh, yeah. She's thrilled. Hello. This is Beebs. She's ticked off. There's a pillow in front of her food. I know, the brain to hand things. Hi, Ilea. What are you doing, huh? I'm doing a video of just Beebs. All her. It's funny because when I look at the video, of course, I'm excited because it's my kitty. But then I tried to see it through. Yeah, she's chunk style, man. We were calling her Oreo double stuff and chunk style because she's low rider, because her belly's a low rider. But anyway, I was looking at my video that I was putting together of her, just clips, and then some, what are they called? Just snapshots and stuff. And I was thinking, wow, if no, here. Okay. Come on. You can come up now. Anyway, I was thinking, this is boring. So I'm doing some creative editing so that it's not quite so boring because it's not super creative, because she's, the most crazy thing she does is she hates to be in the box. So she does somersaults in the box when she's in there. She gets ticked off, and but if she misbehaves and she won't behave, I have to put her in the box just because I can't have her tearing things up. She's got her own chair that she's allowed to just tear up. But anyway, no, don't step on the keys. Good girl. I don't know if I have the patience. I know what you're saying, CJ. I there are some other rug making techniques that I'm going to do that are different completely, and they take smaller pieces of fabric that would normally be thrown out, which a lot of this would normally be thrown out too. But there's another one. It's not my kind of rug, but I'll take a picture of one when I'm up at my father-in-law's later on tonight, and I'll do maybe just a quick video that I can just, not a live, but just a quick little short, and people that are interested in maybe doing that, because you can use fabrics that are like, I think, let's see, it's probably about maybe 2.5, 3-inch squares. And yeah, you can quilt with them, but if you just have one or two, you could do a multicolored one that way. And it's actually kind of neat. It kind of reminds me of a starburst, or but you could use all kinds of colors, or you could just do a theme, and you put it on a piece of, hey, no, get down. If you're going to be a pill, you need to get down. The way you fold them makes it really cool. And anyway, they're attached to just one solid. You could use a heavyweight fabric, or you could even use just a medium weight fabric, a pair of old jeans opened up, made into the shape you want, and you just sew them. You could hand sew them, you could machine sew them, just however. I don't think it's, sorry, I keep checking on the cat. I don't think it's that particular one has been hand sewn. And the woman who made it, she wasn't married to my father-in-law, but a really huge portion of his life. And she was a really neat lady. And the all the kids, we all love her. She had cancer and she passed away, gosh, quite a while ago, like 15 years ago, I think. Anyway, let's see. I'm not very good at catching up. I'm trying though. Oh, Gloria, you don't have to be sorry about that. If you're still here, you don't have to be sorry about that. I knew this was going to be a kind of a challenge. I did. Um, and there are so many ways to make rugs. Like a lot of people said, the braiding. I think the braiding would be a really easy way. The only reason I don't do it is I already know how to do this. And I know this is going to sound goofy, but this is actually, for me, easier just not to teach it on a screen. Um, because the braided rugs, I'm sure they make the cotton ones too. I've always seen them done with the nice heavy woven wool, and I think they're so beautiful. And those were the ones that my grandmother made, great grandmother. And there's a lot of folding involved. You fold it, and then once you have it folded to lock those together, they're locked in like this. And then there's after you get the braid made, then you weave a cord in between them all, and I'm sure they work. Sorry, my nose is driving me nuts. I'm sure they're easy if you've done them before. I haven't, and I didn't get started. I have so many things that I make and do that I figured I better not start something new. I'm really bad about starting a project and then not finishing it. And I have a lot of projects to finish, and they probably won't get finished before Christ comes back. If you know what I mean, because I have quilt tops like crazy that still need finishing. And so I totally understand. I know I'm behind on reading the comments. If Rip Curl's link hasn't been shared yet, would somebody mind sharing his link for us? They are really cool when they're done. I've got several of them done. The prettiest one that I made is actually the one that fell apart. That one was so beautiful. And when I remade it, it was still nice. It wasn't as pretty as the original. Too bad I used that fabric. Oh, cool, Gloria. Cool, cool. Um, oh yeah, the cozies were fun. I forget. Yeah. I'm just going through I'm sure you can tell I'm going through all the comments. Hi, Tony. I'm just now getting down to you. Good to see you, Tony. Oh gosh, I finally slept pretty good last night. A couple of nights ago, I didn't sleep well for like 2 nights in a row. Um, and I don't know why. I don't know. Oh, moon phase. We might be related. Is it because of something we do that's similar? We probably are related. I think we're all related to that one person in the Bible. I actually have relatives in Missouri. that I've never got to meet. And it would be really cool if I could meet them, but it's probably not going to happen. Thank you, Barefoot. Thank you, Rip Curl. Actually, thank you to everybody who's been sharing their the links, people's channel links. Sweet and Savory Words also has a great channel. She reads scripture. Someone else is Ann Lynn. They have a great one, and they've got some new times that they're going to come. I think it's May, April or May. I think it's May because it's after my guest appearance on their show, and mine's in April. Ilea is someone who has a YouTube channel, yes, and so does Barefoot and CJ and Jay Stone. I know that people don't think that just because they haven't been, hi Miss Me, how are you? Haven't been current. There's a lot of really good information, even though they haven't maybe made current. There's still good information there that if you've missed it, no time like the present to catch up, because their information could make a difference in your life and the choices you make. So yeah, thanks you guys. Watcher too. It's good to see everybody here. I don't know how much more you guys want to watch me struggle with that. With that rug, but I can if you want me to. But I thought we'd at least kind of get started, and then after people see what it takes, they can decide whether they actually want to do it or not. It is difficult. There's no doubt about it. And like I said, beginning is the toughest part. If a person doesn't want to go in a circle, they can actually just go back and forth and back and forth and back. And then they can have, a square or a rectangle. And what do you want? And that would work too. Nope. You're a good girl, but not that good. You can't walk on there. Don't bite me. I'll have to get you. She thinks the tools and the thread and all that is hers to play with, of course. Oh, how are you, Off Grid? I'm assuming it's Adrian. Somebody want to post their link? I was just talking about you guys earlier, how Paul was having a 10-minute delay there. Oh, that was just crazy, wasn't it? But we all hung in there, and about the time you said that it wasn't going to, that you were going to maybe restart the stream back on, so that worked out. Some of those trick words. But so maybe next time we can either try the other type of rug, or I can get a larger rug and work on it to show you how much easier it is. And and just chat. If you have questions, you can ask questions. There's no doubt about it. This style is a little bit harder, and I got to learn in person with someone, sitting right beside me. So worked out pretty well. That's funny. And your kitty's name is Marley. That's a cute name. I've heard that name before. It's a cute name. No, nothing really went wrong. I have a really brightly lit home, and when I flip the switch, I don't have any control over the, let's see, 4 lights, I guess, because they all come on at once. And so I would have to place like a dark piece of paper, tape it to the ceiling or something over them because they're, well, we'll just see how they are. They're like noisy loud. And I only have this one table that's big enough to do anything on. So if I find a link where someone has done this that it's easier to see, I'll link it to this this particular video and in the pinned comments, and maybe it'll be easier to follow someone else. I don't think I've ever found anybody that does it like I do, but I've found other ways of doing it though, which was really interesting to me. They actually used that webbing, and they used a crochet hook to pull a loop up of fabric. It was a thinner, more narrow fabric. They pulled it up through, and then once it was pulled through, then they took a needled piece of the fabric that was narrow and went through it, and it held it up. It held that loop up. And okay, CJ, and anyway, it was a different style, and they did all different patterns. It was almost like it had an effect of cross stitch. If you know what cross stitch, or there's another type, what is that called? They used to do it. Needlepoint is another thing that it kind of reminded me of. Cross stitch, needlepoint, and they can make a pattern and a design. They can do a rose and the leaves and whatever, a bow or a basket or whatever. It was neat. I don't do that because then I'd have to buy the woven grid. If it was metal, it would be called machine cloth. I don't know what it's called in the sewing field, even though that's kind of my thing. I don't know what it's called. I think I worked too long in factories and with cars and stuff. So, oh, is Linda in here? Linda W. Did I miss saying hi to her? I saw her earlier today in Paul and Adrian's live. Did I miss you, Linda? There you are. Oh, that's interesting. Yes, burlap. And you probably could. I'm sure you could. And so did you have the hooked rugs that you made with the burlap? Did you use fabric to sew with, or did you use a heavy yarn, or what did you use, Linda? I'm glad you joined us, by the way. Hi. I'm talking to my cat, for those who don't know. She's sitting right here. She's got to be a part of everything, don't you? Yeah. You're a good girl. Brett Hines, hello. We were working on a rug today, Brett. Kind of. I was having a tough time getting it to go, but Gloria had a great idea, and it kind of worked better. I think my biggest problem was a lot of it was lighting. A lot of it is not having the all the tools, because I'm a make do kind of person. So you cut all the pieces by hand. And so was it more of like an applique or thin strips of fabric? I like new things. I love making stuff. Of course, I think a lot of people do. Anyway, around here, it's hard to, in this area, because there are still a lot of people who do things the old-fashioned ways. It's hard to sell a lot of handmade things unless they're trendy. You know, like there'll be during holiday times there with yarn. That's cool. That's really cool. Just a sec. Beeps. Beeps. Just a sec. What are you doing? Do you want to go outside? We're not going to play this game. She's trying to get my attention, of course. I bet you could use old t-shirts. Yep. I've crocheted and knitted with t-shirts. And one time I made some really narrow, like maybe 1/8 inch or 3/4, not 8 inch, I mean 1/8 inch, 1/4 inch to 3/8 of an inch is what I meant to say. And knitted with that. And it's really neat. It's hard to do, but it looks really neat. And I thought it would be fun to make like a tank top or something and do something really unusual. It's too late. She's 5. I've got a cat boss, and she is bossy. Oh my goodness. Her name's not even Beebs. That's just what I call her all the time. Her name, I don't even like her name. And I named her, but she's Beebs. And she's definitely a boss. Had to wet my whistle. I'm having some lemon lime. I know I shouldn't, but I'm having lemon lime soda. And I shouldn't. Yeah, around here, what goes at like craft fairs and things like that are the new trendy things. A lot of things you might find on Pinterest or Etsy, or they'll have, I don't know, last time I went to one, there was the thing that was trendy was these Santa Clauses that were shaped like a triangle, and they had a heavy bottom, either rice or the little beans or little, I don't know, poly beads in the bottom, so that they are almost like a little beanbag on bottom. And you don't see their eyes, you just see the nose and a beard, and they're cute. I just like the old-fashioned looking stuff, and that's just me. But if you want to make any money, you kind of have to go with what's trendy, and then have a little bit of what you like yourself, if that's what you want to do anyway. I never have been big on doing something somebody else wants. I do what I want. But because I always figure, well, if I'm stuck with it, at least I like it. What do you want? Huh? No. Oh, you're just being a real pickle. Well, you guys, I probably better get off here. I don't even know how long I've been on here. I don't know how to tell even. It's kind of cool. I don't think did we even have any trolls, or I think we didn't. I think that's good. I didn't see anything anyway. So all my mods are doing well, which they always do. And I'm always pleased and thankful that I have them. And oh my goodness. Thank you, Scan. Yeah, when I was a kid, we used to have cattle in our garden all the time, because the people that owned the cattle It was an old-fashioned wooden fence. We were the only ones on that block. And then they were like on the other path, clear across the pasture from us. And those cows, they'd all line up where the corn was because they wanted to reach the corn. So they'd just push and push and push between the two rungs until they all pushed down the fence. Oh, cool. No trolls. We sure got our fill the other day. There was, I don't know that they're called trolls, but they were definitely leaving gifts for us. So I guess we should appreciate them and pray for them. You guys are great. We're going to do this again. Oh, how cute. Bowling pin Santas. Yeah, there's a lot of really, I haven't done those kinds of crafts. My favorite thing to do was make snowflakes, and those are my favorite ones. Snowflakes. And then when I was a kid, we didn't buy clay and stuff like that. We made our clay, and we made our own clay from like bread and glue, and I don't remember what else was in it. And then we would bake it in the oven and then paint them, and they were our Christmas ornaments. And that was back in the day. And I did celebrate Christmas. I don't celebrate Christmas anymore. But awesome. I'm glad you guys enjoyed. Okay, I'll see you. Oh, cool, Brett. So they had a buddy to visit with. I love the snowflakes, yes. And one year I made, oh my gosh, like 45, and they take a while. I got to wear this one snowflake that I had. I'm actually better at not following a pattern when it comes to those things for some reason. But there was one pattern that I did memorize and was able to use, and I made it so many times. And I like to do different ones. I like to make it so that it's like, okay, they're all different, because that's how God made them, is all different. None are alike, and they're each unique. But that one, it was a real pretty snowflake, and I made tons of those. And that year I was surprised that they didn't sell, but that wasn't the trending thing. It was those Santas, those triangle Santas. But anyway, well, I'm gonna quit. This is really cool though, you guys. I really appreciate your support, and I love seeing you guys. I know it's sometimes when we're in Mark's chat or off-grid chat, wherever I see you, if I seem like I'm not very talkative, it's because I'm trying to watch the chat if I'm modding, and my eyes don't do very well. And yes, I have glasses, but it seems like the glasses make it worse. So I have a heck of a time seeing. And when it's traveling quickly, of course, if you're a mod or have ever done it, or even try to get on a word edgewise, you can realize it. But anyway, it doesn't mean I don't care, because I do. I care about all of you. And I've been trying to use less emojis, not because I'm hurt by anything, but I learned that emojis are a tracking tool, and I didn't realize they were. So that's why I decreased the amount of emojis I use. I still use them. So I love you all. We're going to try to do this again. I'm not sure when. I just do it when I can. Like right now, I'm between family issues. My family's still dealing, even though it's been about a month and a half since. Well, it's been about a month since the last death, but we had 2 deaths real close together. And it's really difficult because of the death itself, and then dealing with all the things, after that. There's there's a lot going on. So in the evenings, I'm really lucky if I'm able to catch any lives. And I try not to be on the computer. Sometimes I can, the way it's set up there, I can't cook and watch at the same time because the stove is out by itself. There are no counters next to it. So I might be able to hear it from a distance, but I can't even comment or look at the screen or anything. So I don't care if you guys put emojis in here because they can track all this they want. I don't give a rip if they track this. We're not doing anything wrong. We're not doing anything really wrong in any of them, but you know what I mean. Twisted turkey. I got to be my goofy self. I can't even talk. Anyway, we'll see you again. I'll do that little short so that I can put it up and you guys can see. Did Bones come in? Oh, there's Bones. Hi, Bones. Woohoo. There's Bones. Wild turkey. Oh, yeah, I'm wild. But the cat. Urgh. But anyway, I'll post that little clip so you can see what the other one looks like. Simple. If anybody's interested, they can watch. If they're not, they can watch anyway and just visit if you want. Anyway, I love you all. You guys are awesome. I hope you have a nice evening. And I do pray for you all the time. I just love you each. Each one of you are wonderful. We'll see you later. Bye-bye. Oh. Can you still hear me?